Hello, I'm Sheena Cantar, and I'm not a coach. No, I may say that I'm a high performance mentor, but actually, I'm the person who helps you reprogram yourself. Now, just stop right here, just a moment. Yeah, just stop and listen. We're constantly putting information on top, in, reading this, reading that, doing the next program, the next program, the next program. And what we're doing is we're putting new information on top of faulty programming. So here's the thing. My background, my degree is in computer science, and that involved programming. And I was a systems manager and I looked after systems across 17 hospital sites. I was the network administrator. I was absolutely everything. I did all the programming. And so I know how to program. But not only just that, did I know how to program the computers? I knew how to program the people. You see, what's the great thing that people say in IT? Don't they say, just switch it off and switch it back on again? I mean, sometimes that was the only solution, but there were others. And I would program the users as to how to do their own programming. And so I used to do that for them. In the end, I actually did myself out of a job. Let me tell you, I did myself out of a job because nobody would phone me because they all knew their own answers. That's what I want for you. I want you to have all your own answers. I want you not to need another program again. I want you to be able to program you. Listen, I know what you've been programmed with. Been programmed with the same stuff, but I don't know your code. But I know the code to disrupt you enough that it will show up all your errors. Yep. I worked with Bob Proctor, and that's the code that he showed me. I didn't realize it at the time. I thought I was just getting more knowledge. But I really saw this. This is the basic code that disrupts everything inside you. Sandy Gallagher says it's like going inside yourself, shaking yourself around, and then putting yourself back together again. But I can't put you back together again. Just like Humpty Dumpty. You have to put you back together again with your code, not my code, not Bob Proctor's code, not any other coach's code. We don't need to listen to what a coach tells us. You program you so that you don't need a coach or a mentor ever again, because everybody becomes your coach and mentor then, every single person. How wonderful is that? Now listen, here's just how tough your programming is and what you're dealing with. And if you haven't seen it, just take a look at your life and where things aren't working out the way you wanted and they keep happening that way. It could be to do with money, relationships, illness. I don't care what it is. I don't care what it is. What's not working out the way you wanted it to work out? Listen, if you came here and your life was perfect, well, I mean, good for you. I think we all came here to learn something. Like, I don't know about forgiveness unless I have something to forgive. I don't know when something is good unless I'm experiencing something apparently bad. We're all here in the same pot, just learning different things and different lessons. But we're finding out about us and how wonderful you are, that you don't have to be any better than what you are, that you are perfect as you are. Isn't that amazing? The whole way through school, you were told you do better, do better, do better. Now, here's how powerful the programming is. So I was told by my mum that I wasn't academic. Now, she didn't know that. I was just too busy looking out the window. There was nothing interesting in me in school anyway. I mean, I managed to come out with 5 O levels. And then I went on to be a medical secretary. But then I realized when I did another program, I did a course and I passed it with distinction. I went, what's that all about? And I carried on till I got my degree in computer science. I was the only girl at the time in my university to get that degree. And I was like, okay, what else can we do? And then I carried on and I studied to master's level in coaching, NLP, hypnotherapy, Reiki, business. And I thought, guess I wasn't academic then, was I? And at the beautiful age of 19, whenever I went to join the RAF as a secretary, and I had to do an IQ test. And they told me that I was at an IQ of 160. Now, I didn't know what that meant, but they'd interviewed me and they said, we want you to come and do officer training. And we want you to come on this date. So I'd bypassed all the interviews, they had basically seen my score and they wanted me in. I did not know what that meant because I was a secretary. I'd gone there for an admin job and I shrunk away. Would you believe? Embarrassed, and I didn't tell anybody because I actually don't know why. I just thought, what if they find out that, what if it's not my score? What if this, what if that, what if the other? I don't know why, but I hid that piece of information. That's how strong my paradigm was. That's how strong my programming was. That stopped me from even opening my mouth to shout about the fact that I had done an IQ test that showed that I was a genius. I don't see myself as a genius at all. I know that my mum, whenever I was 11, had me doing so many 11 plus tests that I was in that room for a whole year. And that's why it came out like that. I'm no better than anybody else. I just learned to use my brain. I don't know, in a certain way. So what is it that you've been programmed with? Listen, at the age of 10, I was in Northern Ireland dancing champion. And you know why that was? Because I was programmed to be that. I was literally programmed. I danced and danced and danced and danced and danced every single day. I didn't really want to. That's just what I did. I was programmed that way to dance and dance and dance. Until at sort of 11 and 12, I just sort of like woke up and went, I don't want to do this anymore. So what have you been programmed with that is so ingrained in you that you can't even see it, that you actually think it's you? And it could be stopping you from your getting the results because you believe one thing, but your behavior is demonstrating something else. So you plan for success. Actually, you see the success, but yet you plan for failure. Why is that? Well, that's the knowing doing gap, and that's your programming in there. And that's what I deal with. That's my expertise. I've got the program here that disrupts your programs, your old. It shows you the error. It brings up all the error in your coding. And when you do that, then you know what to reprogram yourself with. I don't know how to reprogram you. You do. Your code, your program, your life. How good is that? How good is that? So listen, if you've done all the studying and you're sick of it, you've got all the knowledge and the results just aren't quite there, your way isn't working. Stop following everybody else's, the next book, the next book, the next book, the next book. You need to disrupt your programming and show you all your errors in your coding. And I'll be with you. I'll be with you on that journey. It's going to be good. If you like what you see, give us a call. And if you're already making it work for you, I absolutely just awesome, awesome, awesome. Let's wake up some more people to how great they are, just exactly as you are. You don't have to be anything different. I promise you, you've got everything here, right now. Everything that you need to live the life that you want and that you deserve and that you see. And it's okay to be you. I promise.